part by the fine folks at sci-fi.radio. That is sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. As well as the fine folks at the Big Apple Con, of which we are the official radio show of, celebrating over 26, 7, 8, 9 years of comic bookness and pop culture stuff. For more information, go to www.bigapplecc.com. Their next convention is scheduled for November the 22nd. Tickets are on sale right now. So if you buy tickets now, you can wait 3 months to go to the convention. Also, want to give out shout outs to our Patreons, of which there are Danny Grillo, award-winning director Jared Burrell, Newsday famous Dresden Media, Shadow Rabbit Art, Yasmin Array, The Huracan, and Millie Portes. If you want to have your own little shout out, go to our website, www.itcamefromtheradio.com. There's a little button on there that takes you right to our Patreon page. Also on the It Came From the Radio page is my book, Designated, or a book about two warring alien races fighting over a newly discovered power source. The war finds its way to planet Earth, and as a result, some humans gain abilities. Issue 1 is on sale right now, and issue 2 is in pre-order. As always, we always start off with the sad news, and we only have one bit of sad news this week. Actress Lonnie K. Anderson, known professionally as just Lonnie Anderson, died recently from, quote, an acute, prolonged illness. While starring in a handful of movies and TV shows such as Sugar Race, All Dogs Go to Heaven, Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain, and Night at the Roxbury, just to name a few, Lonnie is perhaps best known for her roles as Jennifer Marlowe in 98 episodes of the sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati, which ran from 1978 to 1982, as well as what I remember her most is L.K. McGuire from 22 episodes of the 1986 sitcom Easy Street, which, for those of you who don't know, is described as a one-time showgirl who manages to nab a wealthy young husband only to have him die and leave her fending off herself from her embittered sister, who's out to get Lonnie out of the picture and away from her inherited money. Meanwhile, she reconnects with her down-on-luck uncle, and she invites him and his pal to move into her vast mansion, to the horror and consternation of the snobbish in-laws. She was 79. Are you familiar with Lonnie's work?
No.
Don't know Lonnie at all? Cincinnati?
I've probably seen a little bit, and no, I've never watched that show. But All Dogs Go to Heaven, I have seen.
Oh, well, she played the female dog.
You think all dogs do go to heaven? You think there's some bad dogs out there?
No.
No? You don't think there's one dog that's like, God's like, we're not letting you in?
No.
No?
No, because that's how it was probably the trainer that did that to them.
Oh, interesting.
That's their trauma.
Interesting.
You should be forgiven for that.
Interesting.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll stop on that one.
So I take it you're not a fan of Lonnie's work, familiar with her work at all?
She always put me in this position. Every person who died, oh, you're not a fan. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
well, you don't have to be.
I think I saw All Dogs Go to Heaven. I don't know. I'm 41. It was probably like 30 years ago. I mean, I also took a piss 30 years ago, and I probably don't remember that either. I'm sorry. I no disrespect. I'm sorry. We just came off of a really crazy satire show last night, so it's still in my bones. I'm sorry. I'm not really that sorry, but I guess I'm saying it out of formality.
So that's it for the sad news.
Yeah, anyway. Maybe you should just
really,
not ask me anything today.
The reason I remember All Dogs Go to Heaven is because it's Don Bluth.
Right.
Right, who also did Secret of Nim, which, if you look at the Oswald Chronicles, obviously has some reference to.
Oh, see, so there is a
Okay.
connection. Did you also play the Dragon's Lair
Yes,
video
I
game
did,
in
yeah.
the Space Age?
Yeah, I'm old, so sure.
So moving on to the not as sad news from the That's a Lot of Nuts department.
That's a lot of nuts.
The new Fantastic Four movie has held on to the #1 spot in the domestic box office, pulling in an additional $38.6 million in ticket sales in its second week of release, beating out the new Bad Guys sequel, which came in at the #2 spot, making $21.9 million, as well as the non-Zucker Brothers related Naked Gun sequel at the #3 spot with $16.8 million, both in their first week of release. For those of you keeping track, the Minecraft movie is still the highest grossing film of this year so far, with $423.9 million, followed by the live-action Lilo and Stitch film with $421.4 million. Superman moves up from 5th place to 3rd place with $320.3 million. Jurassic World goes from 3rd to 4th spot with $320.2 million. And Sinners, still sitting pretty at #5 with $278.5 million. Now, I actually have seen Sinners. I thought it was a very good movie.
Yeah.
If you are a fan of From Dusk Till Dawn,
Yes.
that's pretty much what you're going to get into. And what I loved about From Dusk Till Dawn is that I didn't know what From Dusk Till Dawn was about. So for people who don't know what Sinners is about, you go into this movie expecting one thing, and then it's a completely different movie towards the end. It's well written, well acted, and what I found out most interesting about Sinners is that it is number 5, but it's not getting as much hype or word of mouth as it deserves, but it's still at number 5. Like, people aren't really talking about this movie as much as they should. Well, that's why. But they really aren't, and I think that they should be talking about it more.
Why?
Because it's a really darn good movie, and
it's entertaining.
It was entertaining. It did make me think.
Philosophical.
It was a little philosophical.
Okay.
But above all, it was not a sequel, not a reboot, not a remake. It's an original movie, which they're always saying there's no original ideas in Hollywood. And yes, like I said, it is like From Dusk Till Dawn. It's still a pretty darn good movie.
Yeah,
did you see?
I saw it. It was well acted, well written. It's a good movie. It's it's well directed.
Is it dark? Is it depressing?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it depressing. I guess the proportion. No.
It could be
Yeah, I guess
considered
you
depressing.
could. Yeah, you could.
Compared to Clueless, Clueless is a 10 fun.
Clueless.
When one is like a Holocaust movie, where do Sinners fall on that scale?
So from Clueless to Schindler's List. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably a 6 or a 7.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can do that.
Wait, 6 or 7 which way?
To Clueless, 6 or
Right.
7.
Clueless is 10.
Leaning with,
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would say a 6.
Clueless is
probably.
always a 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alicia Silverstone's still a 10.
Okay.
She's great. I look at her social media. She's great.
Yeah.
Did you
she's
watch
doing
the
well.
TV series?
Greatest bad girl ever.
She's a bad girl?
Batgirl.
Oh, I was like, she was an idiot. She wasn't a bad girl. Like, she was just a moron.
But she was a bad
Yes,
girl.
I forgot. I didn't. I forgot. Sorry.
Did you watch the Clueless TV series?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little
Just
bit.
curious.
A little bit. It wasn't the same.
Yeah, fair enough.
It just didn't feel the same.
So moving on.
Yeah.
From the Disney Lost sort of department.
Okay.
None other than Disney and Lucasfilms has announced that they have reached a mutual agreement in regards to the firing of actress Gina Carano from The Mandalorian way back in 2021. For those of you who do not remember, or care for that matter, Gina shared some political social media posts, so she shared it, not she didn't say it, about Jews and the Holocaust, and was quickly fired from the series because of it. Gina was dropped by her agent in 2020 and in 2024 filed suit alleging wrongful termination and discrimination, as well as demands that the court should force Lucasfilms to cast her again, meaning rehire her, put her in a different role, and pay her at least $75,000 in punitive damages. Disney argued that it had a First Amendment right to fire her, and stating that she had a constitutional right to not be associated its artistic expression with Gina's speech. Gina went on to social media saying, "Would you be so nice to be Gina Carano? Do that."
Disney has confirmed what has been known all along. They will fire you if you say anything they disagree with, even if they have to misrepresent, malign, and mischaracterize you to do it. They are now on record letting everyone who works for them know that Disney will take any chance they can get to get control what you say, what you think, or they will attempt to destroy your career. Glad we cleared that up. The First Amendment does not allow Disney to want only discriminate, which is what they have done in my case, and frankly, have now admitted they did. If you ever wanted to know what today's Disney values are, they just told you.
So now, it has been settled out of court, and Disney says the Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm are pleased. Oh, I lost it. I lost it.
Show's over, folks.
I hit the button and it went the wrong way.
That was the first. I've never seen him do that.
The Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilms are pleased to announce that we have reached an agreement with Gina Carano to resolve the issues in her pending lawsuit against the companies. Ms. Carano was well respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff, and she worked hard to perfect her craft while treating her colleagues with kindness and respect. With this lawsuit concluded, we look forward to identifying opportunities to work together with Ms. Carano in the near future. As a side note, none other than Elon Musk actually paid for all of Gina's legal bills, as he said he would pay any legal bills for anybody who had been fired for their posts on the social media platform.
What's up,
So
Elon?
now, Gina says,
I have come to an agreement with Disney and Lucasfilm, which I believe is the best outcome for all parties involved. I hope this brings some healing to the force. I want to extend my deepest, most heartfelt gratitude to Elon Musk, a man I've never met, who did this good Samaritan deed for me in funding my lawsuit. Thank you, Mr. Musk, for backing my case and asking for nothing in return. To my lawyers who walked me through this unknown territory, thank you for your wisdom and guidance. I'm humbled and grateful to God for his love and grace in this outcome. I'd like to thank you all for your unrelenting support throughout my life and career. You've been the heartbeat that has kept my story alive. I hope to make you proud. I'm excited to flip the page and move on to the next chapter. My desires remain in the arts, which is where I hope you will join me. Yes, I'm smiling. From my heart to yours, Jean.
So, Mr. Calderon, what do you think? Were you familiar with the story? And if so, what do you think?
I was familiar with the story. I'm familiar with Gina Carano mostly as a fighter.
Okay, yes.
Right, so I mean, the only part that I was like, she should have just challenged him to a fight, get him in a cage. That would have been more entertaining.
Easier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But for her to be fired, and now they're settled, which means that you don't know how much they're going to pay. But for Disney to settle, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And the fact that now they're going to hire her back for a role, which is kind of weird. You fire somebody, do all this whole stuff, and then you're like, all right, welcome back, don't get a job.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I think it's a lot of saving face. I mean, I think it's good luck with that, with her getting a job. But she got paid, and I'm pretty sure in the end that's pretty much what she wanted. And she was already well off, so she's I don't think she's hurting. She's not gonna miss any meals. She'll be fine.
Jen, what do you think? Were you familiar with the story?
I heard like bits and pieces through, so I don't really know if she wanted to take money or if she wanted to get back or if it was something out of principle. I feel like some sound bites I heard, a lot of it was the principle and it was she was standing for something. But I thought it was about vaccines. I didn't think it was about the Holocaust and Jews. So I obviously don't know what the heck is going on at all. So I really can't comment too much. But as someone who says ridiculous things all the time as different characters, which you could say that it is my vocal cords saying it, so it is technically my genetics, my cells. You look through any of my stuff, you can't see me in 2 seconds, and that's not fair.
So actually, as an actress, if you got fired off of a role, for saying something or doing something, and then you sued them, and then they settled, and then they want you back, would you want to work with them again?
Of course. You ever get back with an ex or something? You never?
No, there's a joke.
Well,
there's a joke.
Well, I have a whole joke, and it got to like 20 million views and like 20,000 shares about J-Lo getting back with her exes, and it was a positive spin because you don't want to up your number, so it's best to recycle, reduce, reuse, and recycle. So I was actually giving her a compliment that she keeps going back to her exes. I thought, bravo, but people were so mean that I had to shut down the comments, and it was such a super viral post, and people really don't like J-Lo. Side note, and wow, I did not know that. And people don't like to reduce and reuse and recycle. I thought it was a good thing. So I think so to answer your question, yeah, of course you should go back. Get over it.
Right.
Just go take the money. It's business. It's not show hobby. It's show business. Not show friend. It's show business. Who cares? Who cares what they did? It's business.
So the joke about going back with your ex is going back with your ex is like going to the refrigerator, opening it up, taking the milk out of the refrigerator, drinking it, realizing it's sour, and then putting it back in and saying it's going to be better tomorrow.
Not necessarily. How do you know the ex
I'm
was
just saying
sour?
that's what the joke
Well,
is.
maybe your ex was sour, and you have a weird type, but I've never had a sour ex. That's disgusting. It's gross. What is this?
So moving on.
Yeah.
From the what time does the movie really start follow-up department. As mentioned in a previous show, none other than AMC has announced a new premium spot for ads, which when integrated into pre-existing pre-show reels, would cause the movie to begin 25 to 30 minutes after the posted start time. After the backlash, AMC then decided to update their website and reflect the changes, clearly stating on their website that the movies would start 25 to 30 minutes later, shown with a disclaimer letting you know about the time difference before you click to buy the movie. Now, according to reports, AMC is, quote, looking into potentially reducing the time back to 15 to 20 minutes. Mr. Calderon, what do you think of that?
All right, being a victim of that.
Victim.
Yes, being a victim of that. Yeah, it's way too long. Because you get in, they tell you the movie's going to start at 2:30. You're there till 3 o'clock, and then and then the movie itself is 2.5 hours. So I think it's way too long. And the thing is I paid my ticket.
Mm-hmm.
The ticket itself is not cheap. It's $20, right? So I'm like, look, I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, charge me $25, but please don't give me any damn.
Really?
I don't want to see all this
You'd
extra
rather
garbage.
pay $25
Yeah, I'd
and
rather
skip
pay,
it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd rather pay $25 and just
Wow.
not have to see the extra stuff.
Well, why
I'm
don't
not
you
paying
just,
$5. I value $5.
why don't
No
you just
way.
follow the directions and say the movie's gonna start 25 to 30 minutes later than the actual start time? Just show up.
Well, because then I'm walking in.
Exactly.
When I'm walking in, it's dark.
Right.
People already sitting
right.
there chewing on their popcorn. I gotta
True.
battle through their legs,
Oh.
right? And you know, you gotta go through that process. I like to
Yeah.
get on my seat on time,
Yeah.
right? It's like if I'm on a flight, you know, I like to get in on time, get in my seat, get comfortable, you know, and then they say, okay, we'll start the film. If you're gonna show me some previews, that's fine. If you run a few commercials, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm good with that. But when it gets to 30 minutes, ridiculous, you know.
Or everyone gets there on time, then leaves, goes sends emails, does business calls outside, and they make a little business area where people can do Skype calls, or maybe even record a 20-minute radio show for It Came From the Radio. I could do a whole segment for you, and then go back in the theater. Hey, there you go.
But wouldn't they all have to file in and file out at the same time?
No, just like going to the bathroom. You put your,
Oh.
you know, you have someone there who doesn't have a life that saved the seat, and then you go do your thing. You know, yeah,
Well,
there you go.
And there's also the issue of if they're actually doing business, right, and they're posting up that the movie's gonna start 30 minutes later so people show up, so why the hell is anybody gonna even advertise with them?
That's why they decided that they're gonna
Right.
push back and reduce it, because
Right.
Right.
they shot themselves in the foot with this idea
Mm-hmm.
of promoting it and then warning people about it, because people were upset,
Yeah.
and now it's
Well,
just
now whoever they're advertising is gonna be upset because now, like, I'm paying you $1 million to advertise and nobody's seeing it.
right.
Yeah.
And so the filmmakers are like, well, now people aren't going to come to our movies because they're being pushed back. It's a crazy
Yeah.
mixed up situation where we got into. And Jen, as I always like to point out, what's your solution for movie theaters to be?
Make them massage parlors and massage parlors, isn't that? And also drug dealers, right?
Yes.
Yeah, drug dealers and massage parlors. Cause that's kind
That's
of
the way
in
to
fashion.
solve the movie problem.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
moving on.
Sure.
From you have to pay attention to the wording department. None other than YouTube has announced that they're going to crack down on, quote, spotting and demonetizing AI-generated and mass-produced videos.
Wow.
YouTube says, YouTube has always required creators to upload original and authentic content. On July 15, 2025, YouTube is updating our guidelines to better identify mass-produced and repetitious content. This better update reflects what is inauthentic content looks like today. This is a minor update to YouTube's long-standing policies to better help identify when content is mass-produced or repetitive. This type of content has already been ineligible for monetization for years, and its content viewers often considered spam. Now, I have noticed within the past 6 months an uptick in AI-generated YouTube videos. And you can easily tell
Really?
because the wording is just off.
Yeah.
So there was one about 90210, the TV series,
Okay.
but when they said it, it said 90-2010.
Yeah.
And I go, that's not how you would say it, but the computer can't tell the difference.
Oh, the audio.
Right, the
Okay.
audio is
I
off.
see. Yeah, sure.
So I think that's weird that I started noticing an uptick, and so now they're saying they're going to crack down because now obviously people are just using AI, pressing the button,
Yeah.
getting the images, throwing it up there, and then making money because people are watching
right,
these videos.
Right.
But what's hilarious about it is they're gonna be watching AI with AI. That's the funniest thing.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
They're gonna use an AI program to track those programs, the other AI programs down.
yeah.
So it's just kind of funny.
It's
Well, it's like it takes one to know one, you know?
Right. But it's only as good as the program itself. So if they develop a smarter AI program than their AI program, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, you're making sense. I get it.
Sometimes.
So it's like that they have to make something to detect something that they made,
Right.
which is the craziest thing if you think about it. So moving
Well,
on.
who's gonna, whatever. I'll leave it at that.
All right, we're moving on.
Just forget it. This is going over.
From how many different places do you have to go to watch one continuous thing department? None other than WWE and ESPN has announced that starting in 2026, ESPN's new streaming service will exclusively be the only place where you can watch all of WWE's premium live events. Executives say WWE has an immense, devoted, and passionate fan base that we're excited to super serve on our new ESPN direct-to-customer platform. This agreement, which features the most significant WWE events of the year, bolsters an unprecedented content portfolio which helps drive our streaming future. We're proud to reinforce the E in ESPN, which I did not know was entertainment.
I didn't know.
It's Entertainment Sports something network.
Ah.
But I didn't know that. With such an exciting juncture at this direct-to-consumer journey, WWE premium live events are renowned for exactly this type of rich storytelling, incredible feats of athleticism, and can't-miss cultural tentpole experiences that have become synonymous with ESPN. Through our UFC relationship, we have experienced firsthand how transformable an ESPN presence can be, and we know this will be an exceptional partnership at the time of this great innovation for both companies. Now the thing is this, for those of you who don't know, or care for that matter, WWE has two main shows, which is one's called Raw and one's called SmackDown. One is airing on Mondays and the other airing on Fridays. Currently, you can only watch Raw on Netflix, and SmackDown airs live on a USA network with replays on Peacock, the streaming service. To watch pay-per-views, now called premium live events, you can only see those on Peacock. So now you have to get a third streaming service just to watch everything. So you have to watch one show on Netflix, one show on Peacock, and the premium live events on ESPN. That is crazy to think about, that you have to go to all these different places to watch one thing. And if you remember, streaming was supposed to be the answer to cable, but now it's just cable all over again.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
What do you think of?
Right.
Are you a wrestling fan?
not anymore.
Not anymore.
I used to. I was big into it when The Rock, Stone Cold, when they
Okay.
pretty much left. So did I.
That was it.
Yeah, then I started watching UFC and I got big into that. And I still watch UFC.
But can you think of a situation where you would have to watch all these shows in different places that you would have to pay separately for to get?
The UFC. So I watched that on ESPN Plus, and then then there's also the UFC app that they have, and I watch some stuff on there. It's mostly their catalog, so you can just see the older stuff. And then the on ESPN Plus, so you can also get the pay-per-views, but you have to pay for that.
An additional
An
on top.
additional, right? It's like $70-$80.
So do you pay all that?
No, I pay for ESPN Plus, and I watch the UFC app.
Right.
And then what it is a month after the
live
pay-per-view,
event
they'll drop it on the app, and I'll watch it.
All right.
Wow.
So Jen, what do you think
Jeez.
about watching multiple things to get one full?
I feel like you just give up. You know, like the story in California, people lost their houses and now they're making it so difficult for people to rebuild that a lot of the people who own the land in California are just giving up and they're just selling the land because it's too difficult. So this is just too much. It's too much Michigas. I'll just watch Caddyshack again. So I'll just keep doing the same thing. It'll be Groundhog Day. This is too much. This is too much.
All right. So
Yeah,
moving
no.
on.
Unless someone wants to set it up for me, then that's different. Or if I can steal their password or something, you know?
Password sharing?
But as an independent person, today, no.
Okay.
It's just too much switching around, you know? Like this is hard. This is hard. This is difficult.
Can I add something?
You can.
Yeah.
All right. So the UFC recently signed a deal with Paramount Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So now all of their shows are going to be on Paramount Plus. It's moving from ESPN.
Okay.
All the pay-per-views are going to be on Paramount Plus, and they're not charging for them. They're just going to be part of the Paramount Plus.
That's the plus.
Yeah. So, but there's no extra. So whatever you're paying for Paramount Plus, $14, $15, whatever it is, the pay-per-views will be there. Or what would have been? Now they're calling them like premium
live
events.
events.
So
Yeah.
there's
Right.
no more pay-per-view? That's dead?
Not for the UFC.
Oh,
They're
not for
doing-
UFC.
Not for
Okay.
UFC. So you'll get the regular weekly events,
I see.
and then the pay-per-views or their
Special
events once a month.
Wow.
And they're not going to charge for them, which is great because those pay-per-views are $80 a month.
Right.
I mean, you're spending at least $1,000 a year if you're getting them all.
Right. Right.
Now you're just getting Paramount Plus, which is what, $14-$15 a month. You know,
Is there anything good
yeah.
on Paramount?
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Yeah, I mean,
Anything else?
I don't know. I don't own it. I've never. This
I'm
is
just wondering. I
yeah,
don't
this
know
is the
anyone
one
who has
impetus
it.
I have of getting. Now I'm gonna have to get it.
I don't know. You seem
Yeah.
to know about it, so I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe there's something on there. I don't know.
Star
I don't
Trek.
know.
That sounds good.
I like The Hunting Wives. It's a fun show. Yeah. You ever see that show?
Hunting Wives?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like,
I'm gonna
yeah.
go for it.
Yeah,
What is
my-
Hunting Wives?
Don't let me
No?
explain it
Okay.
right now.
Alright.
It's almost like softcore porn. It's Brittany Snow. Brittany Snow. I was so surprised And there's another girl, not Minka Kelly. She's really pretty. She's in all these comedy movies, but I mean, I was shocked. But it's very easy watching.
Oh,
It's
Chrissy
very.
Metz.
What's that?
Chrissy Metz.
No, she has a broad face, kind of like me. Whatever. But it's easy watching.
Malin Ackerman?
Malin Ackerman, yes. She's great. They're fun. It's up. They look good. It's easy to watch. It's it's not dark. It's playful. It's great. Yeah.
I do like Malin Ackerman.
Okay, then watch it. You'll love it. You will love it. I would rather watch The Hunting Wives again than get into these Michigas with the Lens. Yeah.
All right, so I guess with that, that's it for the news.
Oh.
So with that, we're going to take a quick break in front of a live studio audience.
Wonderful.
That is more.
Shoot
It
off.
came from the radio.
Hey everybody, this is Todd McFarlane of the record-setting Spawn comic series. And if you're looking for any kind of cool conversation about creators, about entertainment, about all that good stuff, you go to It Came From The Radio. You're listening to the right spot.
This is Quentin Flynn, a popular voice actor known for Axel, Kamau, and Raiden from the Metal Gear series. And you're listening to It Came From The Radio. Stick around.
Hey, I'm Mike Kingston, the writer and creator of Headlocked.
And I am WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler. And guess what you're listening to? You're listening to It Came From The Radio.
Hi, this is Amy Jo Johnson, writer-director from the film The Space Between, and you're listening to It Came From The Radio.
Meet Grimlock having fun on It Came From The Radio. Meet Greg Berger also.
Now, back to our show.
And welcome back to It Came From The Radio, the official show of the Big Apple Con. This is your host, Mark Torres, speaking. And our 95th live show, courtesy of the East Middle Public Library, in front of a live studio audience. Yeah! I'm here with my co-host, Elman Jenny Charlie, who once again ran away. And, oh, there she comes now. Now you can say hi.
Here we go. Oh!
And we have our special guest who we're going to be talking to and about, which is also, as I mentioned, Mr. J.D. Calderon. Now, J.D.,
Yes.
I have known you, I was thinking about it, for like the longest time. Like well before I even started doing a radio show, which is 23 years.
Right.
I've known you at least 30, I'm going to say.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I think,
Old.
yeah, I think I met you before I even went to my comic book school, which was about 30 years ago, to try and do my own comic. And all that time you were making comics.
Yeah.
So you've been doing 30 years worth of comics. I managed to do one comic. How do you manage to do so many comics all this time?
Right.
Passion, mostly. Mostly it's passion. Because you have to be, all right, well, there's two ways. One is passion. Two, I married my artist.
Right.
So, you marry the
Smart.
artist. So,
That's one of my rules.
yeah.
Well, why didn't you tell me that back then? I could have found somebody else. I could have married
Listen,
an artist.
I don't know. It's one of those things. You got to find one on your own.
Yeah.
That's a small piece of advice I can't give.
It's
I
one of
got
the
lucky. I got lucky. I got very lucky.
It's one of the rules of the Man Success Network. If you want free work, you just have them as a girlfriend or your wife, and,
Right, and
work
believe
for free.
me, and
Unpaid labor.
Believe me, it's not free.
Oh, well, right.
We
Forgot.
Yeah, I mean,
Living.
well, we're going to Disney World, and who do you think paid for it?
Oh boy, really Disney? Wow, I'm too cheap for that. Hell no, I'm done.
So you started off, you actually wanted to be a filmmaker, if I'm not mistaken.
For a short while, I did. I wanted to be a filmmaker. I went to, what is that, the New York Film Academy when it was around, right? I did a 6-month course, and during that process, the one thing I found was I just wasn't willing to put in that time and effort into that art, because it is a serious art form, and you have to, it's expensive, because I wanted to direct, right? So, but it's expensive, it's very expensive. So you gotta find the financing, right? Or you're gonna pull the financing out of yourself, right? And then if you're gonna make do small independent things, I mean, even a small independent movie of any real substance, you're still gonna spend $20,000-$25,000, and that's on like that's minuscule. And you're spending that just on food, right? Because you gotta feed your cast, right? So you're gonna spend it on food, and you're gonna spend it on just minimal set dressing, clothing, You know, I worked with this other guy, Hal. He was hilarious. When I went to school, I was in my mid-30s, right? Hal was older than me now, so he was closer to 60. But Hal was a professional photographer, right? And he had been in the business for 34 years. Very successful, funny, dude, been around the world, hilarious, this guy, right? And I remember one time we were working with one another, and I was working as his second director, right? I was doing the second line,
AD.
Second AD, yeah. So he called me up one day and he was like, Jose, you gonna meet me downtown? I'm like, yeah. I said, where are you? What are you doing? He says, oh, I'm down here and I'm buying bras and panties for the girls. I love my job. so you know, he was that kind of guy, but he was really, really funny, dude. But even he, and here's the one thing I noticed of all of the students who were there, none of them had any idea of what storycraft was. You know, all the directors, everyone who wanted to be a director, none of them knew anything about writing a story. Like, all of them were like, oh yeah, I just want to direct. I was like, but dude, have you ever written anything? They were like, no.
Oh, what?
I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, you know.
Kind of weird.
Right, and it was very strange.
What did they want to direct? Like stick figures?
No, they
around the room?
they wanted to direct stuff. And the thing is I think I was the only person who actually directed 3 films. Right? So they started us off small. It was the first thing we did was a 1-minute story, right? And I did a 1-minute thing where it was something called Small Gods, and it was some guy who, you know, we all live in our houses or whatever, and we all have these little rituals, right? We have these things around our houses that, you know, for some of us who are into spirituality or whatever, you might have like this one small totem that you pay respect to every single time you see it, right? And then he hits the lotto and he has these 3 little totems that he normally pays respect to. He doesn't pay respect to, but they're the ones that got him the lotto, right? And then and these 3 little totems end up taking him out, you know, as he hits the lotto numbers, and it was just like boom. So you know, it was a goofy little thing, and yeah, it lasted a minute. Okay. And then the second one was a 5-minute interview with my friend, right, who was working as an editor. So we did that, and then it was a 10-minute film, and then I did that. And it was like this whole crazy thing, and my art director, the teacher of the class was like, this was not a 10-minute film. You really should have expanded this into something much larger. And I was like, yeah, I guess I could have. Because the story was more in depth, and it was more of a lead up to a larger story. But I was just like, well, that's what I got. I just couldn't find myself doing anything more truncated than that. And it was literally just the beginning section of a much larger story, right? And the one thing that I found was like, it was if I really wanted to make it, I had to move out to California. Just unwilling. I'm just not willing to do that. And you have to dedicate yourself to pulling cable on other people's films and doing things that I'm just not interested in. You know, so I was like, I dedicated myself back to my writing and doing comic books, which is the first passion. And
well, let's say you were going to make a film. Let's say you had all the money in the world. You're richer than Bill Gates with his stupid fake butter, and he just came out with a fake butter, whatever. There's no food in it. So what would you make? What would it be about?
Well, okay, if I did a live action movie, I don't know, I'd have to
Action.
think. Yeah, if I did a it would be an action movie. It would be a live action movie. It would probably be something along the lines of horror.
Okay.
Something just a lot of fun. If I got to do an animation, I'd probably do it on this. It would be the Oswald Chronicles. It would be the book that I've been doing the longest amount of time, and I would start it from the very beginning, and then it would last like it would be like Naruto. It would last like 10,000 episodes.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. Because
that's a lot of mice.
That's a lot of mice. Well, actually, it's only one mouse.
Oh.
And then he
I see a lot of mice.
Yeah. Well, he's the only one that's smart though.
Oh, so if you're not smart, then you don't count.
Right.
Oh, well, that's how I feel about people. Yeah, exactly. It's a little eugenics in there, eugenic cleansing of the intelligence.
Well, no. Well, the Oswald, what it is he straddles 2 worlds. He straddles the world between he straddles this. He straddles the world between magic and reality. So between the Fae and humans, right? So he lives on Park Avenue on 54th Street, right? But on that we've all been there. We all live in New York, so they have those sections that separate the two lines of traffic.
Right.
They're called malls. He lives on one of them with a fairy and a troll, who are basically his guardians. He comes about, and he's part of a long line of chosen ones. They has a very particular task that happens every 100 years, and that's what he's supposed to be taking care of. But he has to come to the task naturally. He just can't be instructed on like, all right, well, this is what you're supposed to do, buddy, because they have found that whenever they do that, they get a lot of resistance from the person who's supposed to be doing it, and they end up not doing the task. So he has to come to that, but they assign guardians to him, and there's a human contingent that is also looking for him, right? In this story, they never find him. They sometimes come and get involved in the story, but it's very rare. But he's involved with a lot of fairies. His first friend is a little girl. She's the one that gives him his name. She's the one that teaches him how to read. She teaches him how to write. She teaches him how to play the piano. She teaches him how to do subtraction, math, and all that stuff. And then magic just comes to him very naturally. But the other thing that also comes naturally to him is science. Like he could write code if he wanted to, but he ends up more naturally attracted to magic. But this is the thing I would make a film out of, or a TV series or something insane.
Do you believe that?
What?
Do you believe in magic?
Not really. No.
I just saw some video about voodoo. Some
Oh,
friend
yeah.
of mine who's really smart. He makes a lot of sense most of the time, and he said voodoo doesn't work on me. But there's all these people talking about voodoo in an NFL game. It might be
Right.
AI, it probably is, but I don't know. I always wonder. Like,
Yeah. It's funny. I just bought a book on Santeria, right?
Oh, okay.
Which is native to a lot of Caribbean countries or whatever. It comes out of Africa as a form, but it's a form of worship as well. So it's more about spiritualism, right? And then maybe I'm more of a spiritualist than I am than about magic. I don't think anybody's gonna start waving their arms and somebody's gonna start floating in the air. But if you're gonna ask me stuff about spiritualism, yeah, I'm a little bit more close to that.
okay.
One thing I noticed about you, at least with this story and your previous work, you have a wide reach. You don't shoehorn yourself into one type of genre,
Right.
because these stories have a lot of little things in it that can be incorporated to a wider audience. And one of the things I always mention is that when I had heard of you, before I knew you, you used to write adult
Oh yeah.
comics as well.
Yes.
What do you mean adult?
What
Alan
do you mean
Ackerman adult?
Why-
Like that
why,
type?
Why don't you enlighten Jennifer?
Brittany
Yeah.
Snow adult?
Enlighten Jennifer. What do you
Triple
tell-
X. So what happened was I had started self-publishing. My first book I self-published was in '92, right? And we were young. We were like 18, 19 years old. Okay, we were kids. We didn't know what we were doing. I started my first corporation when I was 18 years old.
Wow.
Didn't know anything about nothing, right? Started self-publishing, found another group. All of my artists, they were all like, I was 18, they were like 16, 17.
Wow.
And we all grew up together. We self-published the first time in '92, and we started Tall Tales, Dreamweavers, Reaver, right? First issues all came out in '92. Then in '93, we released issue 2. Then in '94, we released issue 3. And we realized, this is a very unsustainable business model, right? So we ended up, that was the last thing we did with that company. It was called Golden Realm Unlimited at the time. And we had just ceased publication. We're like, all right, guys, this is just untenable. We just can't do this. My wife and I, we do Tall Tales together. We continue to do that on the side. Matthew, who's the artist on Dreamweaver, started looking for work, right? He did a short run over at Antarctic Press. He did 3 issues of Ninja High School, right? And then he had said, we had all taken a trip down to Miami and we were gonna go to Disney World, right? And we just, as a group of friends, we were just going down there, taking a vacation. And while we were down there, he tells us, he's like, guys, I got a line on a job. And we're like, oh, that's cool. What is it? He said, oh, but it's doing porn. And, I remember at the time, I just looked down my nose at him. I was like, oh my God, don't even talk to me anymore. Right? And then 6 months later, he comes to me, he's like, Jose, they're looking for a writer. I'm like, throw my name in the hat. Right? So I went over there, and it was the funniest. Yeah, a writer for some reason.
Wow.
But they bring me in. They read the work that we had done prior, which was Dreamweavers, and they said, and it was like an interview. Like I went for a regular job interview, like any other interview. I thought it was, I thought it was weird. And they interviewed me, and they liked me. They felt our chemistry was good together because of the prior work that we had done, and they hired me to do this book called La Blue Girl. And we did 10 issue. So here's the thing: it was a 12-issue limited series. The first 2 issues are based directly on the anime that came out of Japan. And then they said, after that second issue, make a brand new story to continue from issue 3. And I was like, sure. And that's what I did. And then, but that also led to another series called Tenchi Muyo, which is not an adult series. And I was way more popular. And they just recently did a Kickstarter for the work that we had done way back then, raised close to $200,000 with almost 2,000 backers, and that's going to be probably in October. It's going to come out. They're doing a hardcover and a softcover, so that's coming out. So and then we did something called Demon Beast Invasion. We did something called Phantom Quest Core. We did Exo 3. I mean, we did a few things, and then through that process, I remember when it ended, I had a choice. I could either go on and try to work at Marvel and DC, become a professional writer. And I was just like, I discovered during that process, I hate pitching. I don't like writing pitches for editors. I just don't. I just like look, and I flat out told them, give me the job, and if you don't like me, kick me. If you don't like what I hand in, kick me out the door. I don't really care. You understand? But please don't ask me to write a pitch to you. Don't sit there and say, oh, tell me your best Superman pitch. I don't care about Superman that much. I really don't think about him. I don't think about Batman. I don't think about any of these things, right? I don't think about your characters. I don't have time for that in my life. It says, hire me, I'll put some brain power into it, and I'll come up with something. You understand? But I'm not gonna think about your stuff until you're telling me you're gonna give me a check, because it's a job.
And what are these pitches involved? Like how long did it take you to make a pitch?
It depended on the project. When I did when they asked me for Tenchi Muyo, I remember they handed me 12 VHS tapes, and they were like, "Here, watch all of these."
Wow.
And I was like, and I had never heard of it. It was very popular at the time. I'd never heard of it. I took it and I binge watched it long before anybody else was binge watching stuff. 2 days I watched all those tapes. There was 24 episodes.
God.
And I banged out 2 proposals, and they chose the one they liked. It's called Real Oki's Day, and that was that. And it probably, I don't know, it took me a week to come up with them, right? But the part that I don't like is that, if you meet a modern editor, they're gonna ask you, oh, well, give me a pitch for Batman. I'm like, I don't care about Batman.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
You understand? I've read plenty of Batman. You understand? I love Frank Miller's work. I love Tim Sale and Jeff Loeb's work. I love a lot of the creators who've done a lot of the work on those books. I've read plenty of it. But I don't sit back fantasizing about Batman.
Right.
Because I have my own characters to do that about, right? So if you want me to fantasize about your character, you have to pay me for that privilege.
Yes.
Right? Because I have to, I'm not going to take that time out of my day to give you that brain power.
Right.
Right? You're just not that important to me. Right?
And then the pitch, they might not use it. So
and
then you're wasting a week or a month of your life.
Exactly, and that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Listen, if Grant Morrison can't get stuff done, right? He's done pitches. He's very famous. He's a very eclectic writer. If he can't get stuff past these editors, I'm like, good luck to me.
Right.
Right.
And also, they can take your idea and just steal it, or maybe they're.
See, here's the thing: ideas don't mean anything, because the thing, you can't trademark or copyright an idea, right? Or a concept.
Right.
So.
No, but what I mean is they can take your idea and be like, oh, you know what, we didn't really need that. And then you spent a month of your life doing this pitch, and now they're like, oh, cool. Because, if I was a really sleazy person, that's what I would do. I get 10 people, send me pitches, and then I go, thank you, no. And then I go, oh, I came up with a great idea. And then I'm sure that happens all the time. Allison Bray. Who 2 people thought I was her today. Best said.
But I'm also a firm believer in that the real magic is in execution, right? Because you can have somebody the greatest idea in the world, and if it's not executed properly, it doesn't really mean anything. right? There's plenty of people who come up with great ideas. I hear a lot of great ideas all the time, but it's usually where they falter is in that execution, right? Execution is key. It's the difference between, I don't know, a James Cameron, right, and some other director. You understand that, you know, the guy who, I don't know, directed something, you know, who's not James Cameron, right?
Yeah.
So when, you know, that's the thing. It's the same thing with Quentin Tarantino, right? The way he executes a film and the way, like I said, pick any director filming Days of Our Lives now, right? Like, you know, it's those differences, right? So execution is huge. You know, that's always been my thing about as far as like people and ideas and stuff. It's like, well,
Yeah, I'd rather read about magic and mice than Batman.
well, sure.
I don't know, you meet one Batman, you met them all. Sorry, like, how much Batman are you gonna do? Like, I'm not that into bats.
There's a lot of Batman, and there's a lot of good Batman.
Sure, whatever.
There's a lot of good Batman, but it's just, again, I'm not gonna put any brain power into it if I don't have to.
Yeah, makes sense, makes sense.
So, speaking of brain power, you have the entire story all mapped out, even though it's not fully published yet, correct?
It's already written. It's done. It's okay. So it's 44 stories that comprise the entire story. Right? So these two trade paperbacks are one story. This trade paperback is one story. I have some other issues that are just one shots. It's like a 32-page comic, and that's one story. Okay? Technically, when I first started writing these, they were in prose. They weren't as comic books, right? And when I wrote them, I wrote them in a way that you could read them singularly and not have to read any of the other stories. This still stands true for these. You can read this one, volume 3, and not have to read the other two. This story will hold up, but you're gonna get clues and hints to other things where you will ask yourself, it does seem like there's a bigger story, because there is, right? And that's what it is, and there's 44 of them.
Wow.
When will you be done?
I don't know. I don't know. I have probably 3,000 pages, comic book pages done of it right now. I haven't done a count in a while. I have 3 separate artists working on 3 separate stories all at the same time. And you know, I finished one of the things I wanted was I had given myself a deadline at 55. I wanted to be done writing it, which is what I did. I accomplished that. My next goal is that by the time I hit 65, I want to have the series done, completely illustrated and done. You understand? So then that way, when on the day I decide to, and I'm not retiring from comics, I'm retiring from my day job. So the day I retire from my day job, I'd be like, okay, now, you know, I can just focus on whatever comics I'm gonna, because the publishing schedule that I have a lot of backlog material. So you had mentioned I do a lot of Kickstarters. So the way it works for me with Kickstarter is I have about 13 or 14 of them that I could run continuously, okay? But as I run those continuously, on the back end, they're still doing more work, so they keep going. So even by the time I get to 65, I'm hoping to have all the artwork done, but there'll probably still be more Kickstarters to do. So we'll see. I don't know.
Are you gonna do like toys or board games or
I did
talk shows?
Well, I do have a podcast that I do every week.
No, I mean a talk show like as a furry, you know, in character.
Not me.
Like, are these characters going to become, you know, talk show hosts? Or,
gotcha,
that could be cool.
gotcha.
I can see that, right?
Little puppets?
Right, no.
Yeah, that'd
Well,
be
I
fun.
don't have any plans for it. If anybody else wants
Oh, no,
to,
he
like,
dresses up as a mouse.
Oh.
no, that's never.
Well, you did say you were
No,
going to
I would
Disney,
love to do
so,
that.
You know, you get some stuff from Disney, bring it back.
No, what's funny though, at Disney though, is I have a series of Oswald shirts that I have, and it's always the cast members. They're like, yo, what is that?
Oh,
Yeah, it's always the cast members. They're always asking like, what is that?
really?
Yeah, they're the ones.
Maybe they're jealous.
I don't know.
Or maybe they're into this.
Yeah,
stuff.
because most of them are. They're into
Right.
comic books, they're into stuff. What I started doing is I started carrying trading cards with me. and I would just hand out trading cards
That's smart.
to the cast members. Well, there you go.
Are you worried that Disney's gonna be like, hey, don't hand out stuff at our park?
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
what are they gonna do?
They'll escort you out. That's what they'll do.
Right? No,
It
that's true.
hasn't-
You're competing with Disney,
It hasn't
right?
happened yet. So it hasn't happened
Technically.
yet.
I got in trouble.
Well,
I got yelled at, and I almost cried. The Equinox called me. They thought I was soliciting training clients years ago.
Oh, damn.
I just gave someone a card. She didn't feel good. I just wanted to help her.
Well, I look at it like this. They asked me. I wasn't there just handing out a card. They asked
Yeah.
me, and I said, "Well, here's some information."
She asked me too. I got yelled at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Disney, Equinox.
Bad management.
I think I made them feel bad. I turned it around because I really was innocent. I wasn't soliciting clients. Like I was good. I'm like, listen, believe me, sweetie, I got enough to be in the. I don't need your clients. Okay,
Right.
okay, sweetheart. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, bad management.
Bad management. But it would be funny if they were jealous of your stuff. That's a good goal for you to make Disney jealous of you to be so good, right?
Well, they could be more than jealous all they want.
Right.
I would just pursue one thing, but like, give me a big check. Because,
Right.
you know.
So it's all about the money for you. I'm
It's
seeing a
not-
theme here.
It's not so much. Well, you got to remember, because if you can get them interested enough to pay you,
Mm-hmm.
you can get them interested enough to do something with it, right? If
Okay.
I can promote it to them and they say, well, we'll do an animated series, right?
Mhm.
There's going to be something to that, and then there's also going to be toys attached to it. Then there's going to be a
Right.
bunch of other things attached to that.
Talk show.
Talk show. There you go. So all those things are attached to it. But if there is no talk of money, they are never going to be interested.
Right.
You understand? Because if you just give it away, right? They don't have any incentive.
Yeah, they're like an escort service.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's just money. There's no love. There's no passion. Just money. They don't
Just
care.
money. Exactly.
They don't care. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's
So, we have social media time.
Kelly's gonna kill me.
Where can people find out more about you?
I'm
Where
gonna
can people
run
find
out.
about the talk show that you mentioned you have every
Oh,
week?
okay. Well, the talk show is independent. Indie Comics Explained. That's Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, on YouTube. But we also air it on Facebook. I think that's about it. Yeah, YouTube and Facebook. You can also reach me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those different places. TheOzroChronicles.com, TallTalesOnline.com, DreamRiverPress.com. So those are different places. And also Kickstarter. We have. I constantly have Kickstarters running. I currently have one running now for Dreamweavers. The Oswald Chronicles will have a new one running next Monday. So we'll have a new one.
And shout out to your wife, because this would not be possible without
Of
her,
course
right?
not, of course. Well, she does Tall
Girl
Tales.
power. What's up? What's up? What's up? And Success Network. Shout out the women.
Yes. So yes, Daphne, my wife, she illustrates Tall Tales. She also has her own book called Eagle Raven, so you can also check those out.
All right, so you were kind enough to raffle off some stuff today. So what do we have to raffle off?
It's issues 1 through 8 of Passing Queens and Making Homes. This is the first 8 issues of the Oswald Chronicles. It's actually all the same material that's in these 2 graphic novels, but they're in comic book format.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all 8 issues.
That's great.
And in addition to that, we also have 2 tickets to the Tropicon, which is actually this weekend.
Yeah.
And we have 2 tickets to the Long Island Doctor Who. So as our guest, do you want to give like a package deal? Do you want to do 3 separate raffles? What would you like to do?
All right, well, I'll throw it back at you.
Mm-hmm.
What do the fans here appreciate the most? Because you've done 95 of these.
All right, I think we'll do one of each. We'll do
Yeah.
There you go.
convention, and
There you go.
Yeah. Mix it up.
all right. So pick the first one, which will be Doctor Who or Tropicon. Doctor Who. First one.
Who will
Yeah.
win the who?
Read it. Read the number. Yeah.
Oh.
Read it.
376716.
376716.
There we go.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm already going to who, so.
You already going?
Yeah.
So did you get your
For
ticket?
the
Ah.
Tropicon.
Tropicon.
Now you bring someone, I guess.
That's 376717.
376717.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Now for the comics.
Yeah.
Can you pick us to somebody else? We don't want to go to Tropicon.
Oh,
You don't want to go to Tropicon.
Sure.
All right, we'll
Burn.
take care of that.
Burn.
And the last one for the comics.
Denied.
7. It ends with 714.
714.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which is that one? Is that
That
one?
is for the comics.
of the comics.
Yes.
All right.
All right, so we're almost out of time. So do you have any final thoughts you'd like to impart your wisdom of your long time career?
I don't know if there's any wisdom to impart,
Yeah.
except I will
Yeah.
always say, please read more indie comics, especially
Okay.
mine. Thank you.
Jim, do you have any final thoughts?
I would say if anyone would like to read the indie comics to me, because I'm very busy, I have a lot of things to do with my hands, but I'm happy to listen. I'll listen as long as I can.
So my final thought is this. Thank you, JD, for coming down here. Like I said, I've known you for so long, predating all my careers, which is kind of amazing that you were a guy I looked up to.
Aw.
And now I would like to say we're in the
In
same
love?
world.
Yes,
Not
we're in the same
love.
I don't know.
So that about does it for this week.
Limerence.
That about does it for this week on It Came From the Radio. Join us right here and every time on our radio station. If you miss any part of the show, go to our website, www.itcamefromradio.com. The archives will be up in a week or so. Our next live show, courtesy of the East Middle Public
John
Library,
Collins.
will be John Collins, author, on
Throwback.
Wednesday, September 10th at 7 p.m. And he'll be raffling off a copy of his book. So with that, I want to thank everybody for being a part of our live studio audience.
Whoa! Impressive guest.
And we'll see you next time on It Came From the Radio.
You've been listening to It Came From the Radio with Mark Torres. The views of the show's
I gotta make
hosts
up all
and
my woman's
guests
action.
did not necessarily reflect that of the management, owners, or staff of the station. We now return you to your earthly scheduled broadcast.
So we'll take a picture. How appropriate.
So, you already have this song, right?
Yeah, we kept,
Oh, okay.
he doesn't want the,
You already have this song.
Full set.
So, you want to go to the trumpet?